rain. People marching on, dreams still remain. Peasant to the king, stories intertwined. Every single soul walking a fine line. Orchids in the wind, laughter from the light. Truth within the sand, sin is bathed in light. Tigers leap through time, rivers serpentine. Harmony and chaos living by design.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I am still not on screen. I need to stop doing this. I've done this a few times. Here we go, and I'm on screen now. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. Welcome back. I hope you guys are doing well. It's Sunday. Hope you guys had a nice chilled out Sunday, doing what you needed to do. It was a nice day. It was a really nice day. It was beautiful sunshine. Yeah, it's a really nice day. Really nice day. I hope you guys have had a good day wherever you are, whatever you've been doing. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Enjoyed the sun a little bit as well. I don't know why I keep looking that way. I need to look that way. Hope you enjoyed all the sun in the day, and hopefully it's a good sign for the week to come. And hopefully a good indicator that spring is just around the corner. Spring is just around the corner. Tonight we're just chilling. We're always chilling. We're always chilling, but chilling with the sword out. Chilling with the sword out at the same time. But tonight we're just chilling and talking about walking alone doesn't mean you're alone. You know? I'm going to talk about myself a little bit because that's my go-to. Like, whenever I have something to explain, I typically talk about my life. Obviously, if anyone wants to come up and have a chat about their life where they may have felt like they were alone, but they weren't, and they understood that afterwards, then obviously you're more than welcome to come up and have a little chat about it. You know, it's all about learning from each other's experiences. Okay, cool. Link is up. Everything's working sweet today, so no tech issues. Or had a slight tech issue, but I dealt with that just before the stream started. So welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, so walking alone doesn't mean you're alone. I've said this before on many streams. I've been on my own for a very long time. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had people pop in and out of my life all the time. But if you guys watched the Suvi stream the other day, yesterday, at one point in the stream, she goes and says, "Oh, you have no friends." And I was like, yeah, I know. God is my only friend. Well, actually, I said Dee's my friend. But then I was like, no, she's not my friend. She's friendly, and I like Dee, but you know, it's only if I accept Jesus then we'll be friends. From the perspective I see, I'd like to think of her as a friend, but friends aren't just people you know. Friends aren't just people you know. I know a lot of people. It doesn't mean that I'm friends with everyone. Well, I am friends with everyone. I try to be friendly with everyone. I try and be friends with everyone. Not that I want them to be joint at the hip to me or something like that, but it's just that I want to support people. I want to support people. So I see everyone as a friend. I'll give you a weird example. Just popped into my head. Yesterday, after I was done chilling with Suvi, we were about to head back to home, and literally I went to go start the car, and the car was dead. The car was dead. We left I left the engine on, not on idle, but the first click. You know, when you're starting up a car, you get the first click where it turns on the power, and then the second click is the turning over of the engine and getting it started. And I went to go turn it, and I was like, shit, battery's dead. And I was like, bollocks, like, we need to get home. Not for me, but Suvi had a curfew, so I was like, all right, I need to get her home before the curfew. And I was like, shit, what do I do? And as I was looking around, and this is the thing, this is why I love God. Oh my God, it was so perfect. Literally, I'm looking around thinking, what do I do? I was like, I don't think I've got wires in my car for a jump start. I'll check in the boot, but I don't think I've got them with me. And I'll just have to flag a car down. So I was making a plan. As I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do, I was making a plan. I was like, okay, I'll check the boot, grab the jumper cables. I'll wave someone down, and hopefully someone pulls over, jump start, and then I could get going if I had the cables. But as I jumped out of the car and looked behind me, like the vehicle parked behind me, there was a van. And I was like, this van looks like one of these breakdown vans. And the guy was in the side bit. He had the door open and he was in the side. And I was like, there's a chance. There's a chance that God has set this up perfectly. And as I walked over, the guy was literally doing something, but I could see the jumper cables there. I could see he had a external power pack as well that he could jump the cables with, like start the car with. And yeah, I asked him if he could do that for me. And he was like, yeah, no problem. Just give me a few minutes. I said, no worries, take your time. You know, you're doing me a favor here. I'm the dumbass who left my engine, not engine, but I left the car consuming power. That was my fault. So, you know, you're doing me a huge favor just even helping me. So take your time. And then he came over a few minutes later and then he jump started the car for me. And oh my God, I was like so happy. I was like, I gave him a hug. I was like, you know, he shook my hand, but I was like, no. Not just her hands. You really saved my ass today. You've really saved my ass. So I gave him a big hug. So this is how, like, I try and see everyone as friends. And I would love to help them. I'd love to help him in this situation in the future, but I don't know if I'll ever meet him. But he helped me. And like I said, for me, I see that as God kind of looking out, you know, just constantly always looking out. All these little things. It's probably not going to sound like a big deal to many other people. But to me, it was just like, oh, beautiful, perfect timing. He's literally parked behind me. He's got all the equipment and he's friendly and nice and happy to help. Like, mind blown. Like, I was like, yep, this is amazing. God's awesome. Love it. So even though I thought I was alone in that situation, even Sufi was there, but, you know, she's not going to be able to do anything in this situation. So it was just me there with the car trying to figure out how I'm going to get going again. And even though I may have felt alone in the situation of trying to figure out what I'm going to do, and I was like, oh, I might have to get some help from this guy, or I might have to call my dad, get AA to come down to see me, whatever the situation. The guy was parked up right behind me. Literally. He wasn't there like about half an hour ago. He literally turned up recently, and I didn't notice. And when I did notice, I was like, oh my God, thank you. So yeah, you're never alone, even if you think you're alone, you know, because as I was saying, I've been kind of alone most of my life in regards. I've had friend groups that I hang out with, but I've always felt like I couldn't be me. I always felt like there'd be a friend group that was like the group that listened to Punjabi music, like Bhangra music, and it was like, oh, if I wanted to fit in with them, I have to listen to that music as well, which I'd listen to, but it wasn't my go-to music. And then there's the rocker group, who I liked hanging out with, and they listened to rock music. I listened to rock music. We had a bit of stuff in common in regards to that, but they were very pessimistic. I was more of the happy rocker, as I've showed you guys with my Christian rock songs. I do like a bit of crazy rock. Well, I call it crazy rock, but like, you know, Slipknot. I like a bit of Slipknot as well, like a headbanger. I love a bit of that as well. But yeah, they were very pessimistic, and I felt like, oh, if I was hanging around them, I couldn't be my positive self, because they were like, they liked wallowing, as it were. And then there was other friend groups like gamers, which I like playing games, but you know, I like to mix it up. I like to mix life up a bit. I don't want to just do one thing for the rest of my life. I think life is going to get boring if you're just constantly doing the same thing again and again. And don't get me wrong, like with work, it's important, but I mean, like in experiences in life, you want as many different experiences as possible. You want to try and enjoy life as much as possible. You know, it's an amazing gift, and we should appreciate it. And you can't appreciate it if you are unhappy. You need to have that joy in you. And that's why I was always like, I can't be myself. So I could never have that full joy. And I'm not going to lie, doing these streams is kind of the most I get to be myself. Because recently, over the last year, I've gone through some transformations, or I don't know if transformation, growth. I've gone through some growth as well. Like I say, everyone's growing, even me. I'm constantly learning all the time. And over this year, I've gone through some growth where I've gone like, yeah, I could actually truly be myself. Where I am happy, I am wanting to have a conversation, but I'm also like, no bullshit. I'm like, no bullshit, you know? I like the balance. I like the balance in myself, and I want other people to appreciate that in me as well. If they don't, they don't. That's one of those things that is a you problem, not a me problem. But I like the balance in life. I like the balance in life. Like I said before, with the dark and the light, or the good and the bad. I like that balance. I don't want to be too far on the good. I don't want to be too far on the bad. I want to be somewhere right in the middle, in the grey. In the grey. D, welcome back, says hello. God is right on time. Yes, perfect timing. Yeah, it was beautiful timing. Honestly, it could not have been any better. D says, yes, negativity will drain you. Have to walk away. Yes, unfortunately, as much as I like those people, I still like those people. I still love them. If they called me up, like I've told you stories where I stopped talking to friends and then all of a sudden they call me up at like 2 o'clock in the morning saying they need a lift. And I was like, I'm on my way. I'm always there for my friends if they need anything. But I also understand they have their own lives. And sometimes they've got to walk on their own a little bit, in their life to grow and to learn. I think it's important to be able to stand on your own 2 feet as you navigate through life. And hence why this is why on this channel I don't like to give you a bunch of information. I don't like sitting there and going, okay, this is what you need to believe, this is what you need to believe, this is what you need. I don't like to do that. I like to have the conversation, and I hope you do the thinking yourself and come to the answers yourself, because that would be more powerful for you. It's thingy saying, D says, hey Suvi, wherever are you? Or wherever you are. I think she's doing her own thing. I had a little chat with her today. I told her, I was like, I like you, but I can't keep how do I put this? I'd like to be there for her. Like everyone else, I'd love to be there for her, but I need her to do a little bit of growth on her own as well at the same time. I'm still there if she needs me, but yeah, she's angry at me again, basically. She's angry at me again, so I don't think she'll be turning up on stream. We'll see what happens. D says, yes, you have grown in the last year, Didi. Constantly growing. I only have myself to compare to. And yeah, and I'm always trying to push to understand things more and accept things more in life. Like, there's things I, like, a year ago, I would be like, nope, very rigid in my way of thinking. But over this last year, it's taught me to be a bit more flexible. And how flexibility isn't a bad thing, Well, I've been flexible in other ways. So, like I said, with truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, and hope, you end up being in certain situations where people might be talking down to you, where people will shout at you, people will be rude to you. And from these things, I learned to be a bit more flexible in understanding different point of views. I was like, all right, maybe they're having a bad day, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I'm constantly always trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I'm also, once again, like I say, I'm also self-reflecting and thinking, wait, did I fuck up? Did I do something? Am I the problem? Usually I am, but I always have to ask myself this. And yeah, still going on, but I found that I was flexible in that regard, but in regards to like the whole religion thing, like with the Jesus I was like, nope, I don't understand Trinity. It's all bullshit. I was like, nope, don't understand that. All bullshit. But over the year, I've got more and more understanding about different things. So it is what it is. You're constantly learning, and you got to be open to learning. This is the thing. This is the most important thing. You have to be open to, willing to grow. Otherwise, if you stay stagnant, if you stay in the same place for too long, you're not moving anywhere. You're not moving forwards. You're not moving backwards. You're just stuck. And life is about moving forwards. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it's joyous. But you got to keep moving forward. And once again, like I said, all my friends that I used to talk to, my phone is available to them. If they ever need anything, they could call me. I'm there for them. But I think that it's important. People need to be able to think for themselves a little bit as well, I think it's important for people to think on their own. D says, not worry about the you problem, worried about the Jesus problem. Well, I am the Jesus. Well, I am the Jesus problem. I am the problem in regards to Jesus, you know. So, like I said, I don't. There's only one way I would be possibly going down the Jesus route, and I don't see it happening. Anything can happen in the future. Anything can happen in the future, but there's only one way I would get to that route, and it's not happened yet. It's not happened yet. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Trusting God's plan. Trusting God's plan. If He wants me to go down that Jesus route, He'll make whatever needs to happen. Otherwise, I'm just going with the flow and just trying to grow as much as I can. D says, yes, true friend is there in bad and good times. Yes. Not just when it suits them, because you'll find that there's some people out there that are friends with you because it benefits them, or they're friends with you because they get something out of you, or, you know, for their own selfish needs. They usually might be friends with you, or whatever. I'd rather be friends through the good and the bad. That way I know that, hey, they're there for me and they know I'm there for them. It's like, regardless of if we have an argument, if we are a little bit annoyed at each other. This is kind of why I like Suvi. This is why I like Suvi. Like, even though the other day, not today or yesterday, but the last time she was angry at me, she was on my stream calling me the devil. But then she still wants to hang out and be nice and all that stuff. So I kind of like that balance, in that I hope she understands that we'd always be friends. But yeah, you know, life is about moving forwards and growing all the time, and I want her to grow and move forward and be happy. And sometimes, if we're going two separate paths, we have to go two separate paths. If we can walk together, we can walk together. But, you know, it's got to be somewhere where we both want to go. Hope this is making sense. D says chat's good with Dee and Suvi. Yeah, no, like I've said, she's always been my best guest. Because she's always asked really good questions, and I don't know. I just, the way that she asks questions, I'm able to elaborate, and then if she doesn't understand, she's happy to say she doesn't understand, and I like that in a person. I like that person to be honest, because that's the way we could grow. You know, it's like, I don't know if she's understood it or not unless she tells me. And if she asks questions or has a comment that maybe I haven't thought about, which could come left field, it could be something random, and I'll be like, oh, actually, that's a good point. And then I'll think about the point that they make. So yeah, Suvi's been my best guest so far. I'm not gonna lie. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I do enjoy talking to her. Hence why we're friends. I think. We'll figure it out soon. D says, you can't keep waiting, your patience growing thin. No. I've been single for a very long time. I've been walking this road alone for a very long time. Even now, like streaming and stuff, I've been doing this for a year and a bit. It seems like a long time, you know. It is what it is, you know. I just trust God, and I hope that the people that can resonate with me, that can gel with me, find me, and, you know, we can help each other grow more to new heights. But yeah, patience is a virtue, and it's all part of God's plan. I trust His timing, so I think that kind of allows me to have more patience, you know. But even with people I may argue with, it's like, do you know what, we've had an argument, but I'm still there for you, you know. I still have that patience, I still have that kind of like hope as well. I'm like, even though, like yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, after I got done streaming with you guys, I was talking to Suvi, and I was actually mentioning, I was like, do you know what, sometimes it's hard, like, I don't even know if God is just enjoying punishing me or if there is some kind of rainbow at the end. And I hope there's a rainbow at the end, you know. Like I said, I keep moving forwards, I keep hoping, I keep trusting, Um, but you know, life is life. We never know what's gonna happen in life. It's all up to him. It's up to the big man. But yeah, like I say, even I have doubts. Not doubts that God exists. Not doubts that God is good, but doubts whether my story would be good for me. You know, whether I'd like my story. Other people might like my story, but would I like my story? Would it be something that really resonates with me and my heart? So sometimes I'm like, oh God, have you got another plan for me, or is it something? Because like I said, been single for a very long time, been alone for a very long time, but I've learned to deal with it. And nature helped a lot. This is why I love nature. I think nature is beautiful. It really does give you comfort. The green in the trees, the bushes, the stems, the flowers, the pretty flowers with all the different colors, the reds, the blues, the yellows. Love it all. Love it all. But that's what kind of kept me going, is the nature. Nature kind of reminded me that God is always giving. He's always helping us grow. And this is why I use the word grow so much, because it's all from my time spent in nature and walking around looking at trees and bushes and stuff. D says song Dead Man Walking by Jeremy Camp. Okay, we're not doing songs today, but maybe I'll listen to it later. Thanks for the heads up. D says, without the spirit we are dead people, and Trinity is Catholic saying. It is the Godhead mentioned in the word. Yeah, cool. I prefer the Godhead. Do I prefer the Godhead? No, I don't like the Godhead. I don't like the Godhead. Because for me, it's not just about the head. It's also about the heart. I know it's a Christian thing to say, because Adam from Here I Am, Lord, Send Me, says all the time, who can trust the heart? Because it deceives all the time. But I'm like, no. The heart is important. The mind is important. So I don't like Godhead, because it's just focusing all about the brain. I think it's more important to have the balance between the heart and the mind. As I say. D says, without the spirit we are dead people. Oh no, I read that one. There is a song, sometimes it is easy, sometimes it is hard. Yes, life will go up and it will go down, and it will go up and it will go down, and we just got to learn to ride the waves. That we don't keep falling off, you know, because once you fall off, then you have to get back up onto the, I was going to say snowboard, onto the surfboard. I guess you could snowboard down the hill, but that's only going down one direction. You want to go up and down. So with surfing, yes, you don't want to fall off the board. You want to be able to get back on and have control of yourself, which will then help you navigate the waters. I've been doing this a lot recently. I don't know why. Don't read that one. Anything can happen. If the spirit draws, you will know him and love him, and I do. D says the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yes. Love Suvi. Yes, you two can learn together, Didi and Suvi. It'll be awesome, but we'll see what life has got planned. Because, like I say, free will. Life is about free will. I want everyone to have the choice to do what they want, and if this isn't something that she wants to do, then I don't want to force it upon her. But at the same time, yeah, I think she'd be awesome. I've been saying to her for a while that she should start her own channel, like do her own thing. But she starts it, then she stops it. She starts it, then she stops it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, she's a good addition to the team. Not gonna lie. D says walking. Think is a song. I've not heard it before. Walking. But Marsh is back. He says, do you find streaming on YouTube cathartic or healing? Yeah, a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I don't have a huge amount of people I could talk to. I don't have a huge amount of friends who understand my vibes or my wavelength. Back when I was in school, when I talk about certain things, they'd be like, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. And I'm like, no, I'm just asking questions. You know, it's an interesting conversation. It's an interesting topic. It's not that I believe it 100%. You know, like about NASA moon landing and all these other things. It's not that I believe it 100%, but it's an interesting conversation. You know, I think that the more we have these conversations, the more we can understand. But yeah, they didn't want to have these kind of conversations, so it is what it is. I've had other people recently I've tried talking to about certain things, especially like religion wise, like not even religion wise, spirituality wise, and they give me dodgy looks because they might be coming from a certain spiritual perspective. Some people listen to me and then they go, oh, and I've said this before, you should be Muslim. Oh, you should be Christian. Oh, you should be this. And I'm like, no. I'm not trying to be recruited into anything. I'm just trying to have a good conversation that enables growth for the both of us. You know, I want us to have a great conversation where we could both walk away and go, do you know what? I learned something new, or I saw something from a different perspective, and it's helping me in my life move forward. And I think that's more powerful than just converting someone. Hence why I say dawah on both sides, Christian and Muslim, is done wrong. It should be about that inner journey. It should be about getting people to reflect inwards and finding themselves. But yeah, I do find it cathartic / healing in regards to like speaking, talking. I didn't expect to, actually. The only reason I started doing this, I was super nervous when I first did this. Mainly because I was like, all I want to do is help people and I want to get this information across, but I want to make sure I get it across as well as I can, where I'm not giving answers so much, but I'm kind of guiding for people to think on their own. Because like I said, that's what I want. I want free will. I don't want people to think the way I think because I said it. I want people to come to their own conclusions and find their own path in life. Because everyone's walking on their own separate path. Sometimes they may come together, but sometimes they separate. Sometimes you might stay together forever. Who knows? Life is like that, okay? So, but yeah, cathartic / healing, definitely. D says light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Always hope for life. It's all about growing. It's all about looking forwards. If we constantly look backwards, it could be painful. And well, not that it could be painful. It's because the thing is, if you're looking backwards and reflecting, it can be painful, but it's good to acknowledge that pain and understand where that pain is coming from. Understand why you feel that pain. But looking backwards while you're trying to walk forwards is going to cause more issues in the future, you know. So you want to always look forwards. You want to look forwards and head towards the light, and or towards the darkness if you're exploring. But I say light first. Once you found the light, then go towards the darkness. You need to have that thing in you that kind of leads you. D says your story in the making. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new chapter. Every day something different is happening. Yeah, got to be constantly moving forwards. He says, peeling the layers to get to the innermost of the heart. From the depths of our heart, we cry out. Yes, you have to get to the heart. You have to get to the heart. The heart is important. It's about having that truth within you. And the truth is within you. The truth is within everyone. But it's just about finding that truth. A lot of people try to intellectualize everything, or they try to go for the knowledge. And that's why I typically try and stay away from the knowledge. I try and stay more with let's look at things differently. Let's see how this works. Let's see how that works, and just allow you to come to your own conclusions. Otherwise, I could just sit here and go, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And then 3 weeks down the line, I'll figure out I'm wrong. Which is good to figure out I'm wrong, but I would be talking so confidently if I'd be saying, oh, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. I'd rather be with that humility. I'd rather have that humility to know that I don't know everything and I am still constantly learning. Okay, so yeah, that's me caught up with the chat. So yeah, walking alone doesn't mean you're alone. So even though I've been alone and still am alone, and probably will be for a very long time coming. Not a pity party, D. Before you start, it's not a pity party. It's just my life, a story from my life, which I hope some people could resonate with and understand that even if they feel alone, that there is always hope. And yeah, you never know. Good things may be around the corner. Or sitting right behind you in a van, ready to give you a jump start, you know? As soon as something bad happens, you've got that thing lined up by life with that hope that everything will work out. I could go through some scenarios where I felt super alone, but I don't want to go into pity party stuff. So the link is up there if anyone does want to come up and have a conversation about a time where they maybe felt alone, and when they realized that even though they were alone, they weren't alone. Or maybe it's just where they did think they're alone, and hopefully we can see that they weren't alone. Because even though I say I was alone, I know I've always had my family around. I've always had certain friends that I could possibly talk to, but they've never been like on the same vibe as me, on the same thing as me. You know what I mean? And sometimes you want someone who understands you. You want someone who understands you in life. You know, you want someone that gets you for you, where you don't have to put on a mask, you don't have to act, you don't have to do anything like that, or you don't have to dim your own light, or I think that's a saying, dim your own light. You don't have to change who you are. You could just be you, and the other person will appreciate you for you. I think that's more important. I think we need more people. I'd like to see more connections like this. I think I see it sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. I do like seeing when I watch videos online or something, or YouTube, couples. I've been seeing a few different videos from couples where they're messing around with each other, where they're having fun, and it's sweet. It's so sweet. I love it. I think that there's a few people out there who have found that someone. So it's good. I like to see that in life. I like to see people happy. You know what I mean? So yeah, trusting God. He's always there for us, and we may not see him, like, for example, yesterday, even if I didn't have that person sitting behind me, if someone pulled over to help, that's me seeing that, hey, God shows that there's hope, you know? If no one pulled over and I had to call my dad, and then the breakdown people turned up, then there's a hope and the trusting that, hey, God has a plan, that even if I can't get help around me, I could always call family, you know? There's always some kind of lesson to learn from it. And that's why I think it's important to remember that just because you're alone doesn't mean you're alone. Okay? There's always people around who love you and care for you. May not always get you, but they care. And God cares. God definitely cares. He's always trying to look out for us. Always trying to give us hope in the darkness. And I think hope is important. Hence why truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, and hope being on the list. Voila. Although I do I do see a few people who get upset with me. It is what it is. People get upset with me a lot. Like I said, it just must be my role to play, to sometimes be the asshole. Because I'm not meaning to hurt anyone's feelings. It's just, I have to say the truth. I can't pretend. Or I can pretend, but I don't, because I've done acting before. I've done drama, so I know how to pretend. But I'd rather be real with people, and I'd rather people be real with me. Like I said, it's about that whole, you love someone for who they are, not the mask they wear, but who they are inside, in the soul. And they love you for your soul, not the mask you wear. I think that's more powerful than putting up appearances, pretending, or trying to be nice for the sake of being nice. It's like, no, let's be honest, let's be truthful, even if it hurts, because sometimes that's when we grow the most. That's when we grow the most, when it hurts the most. Yeah. So I'll give a quick story. Let's go with... Let's go with the first love of my life. The first love of my life. No names, obviously. Don't want to get dox anyone or cause any problems for anyone. But I was with this person for a very long time. Thought this is the one. Like, I was like, we're going all the way, and it didn't end up that way. It ended up ending very badly. And afterwards, I felt, well, towards the end, actually, I'm not gonna lie, it was before it even ended, I already felt kind of alone. I felt like that connection was already going. And then when I was on my own after we broke up, I felt super alone. And I think God really helped me through that time. Because he helped me get through the pain. He helped me look forwards, and showed me there was light at the end of the tunnel. I may not see it now, but there's gonna be light at the end of the tunnel. That was literally the lesson he taught me at that point. It was like, just keep moving forwards, learn from it, reflect as much as you can, ask yourself what you could have done better, so that when you move forwards, you're not making the same mistakes in the past, that you can be more better than you were then. You know what I mean? You were better than you were then. But at the same time, I think it scarred me as well. It scarred me a little bit as well, because I was thinking that I could trust people, because I trusted her 100%. I trusted her as much as I could. But at the same time, it was like certain things were happening which made it very difficult for me to trust her. Lies or situations, and I felt like the communication wasn't there. So if the communication wasn't there, I felt like the trust wasn't there. So yeah, moving forwards, I knew that was something I had to work on in regards to trust. And that's when I started focusing more on the truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, and hope in all situations, trying to look for the best in people, instead of kind of looking at what's going on and trying to look for the worst. I was trying to look for the best. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. It's not easy, even with all these years of practice. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. But I still do have hope in people. I still do have hope. Even if they stab me in the back, I still have hope for them. Even if they hurt me, I still have hope for them. And maybe it's a little bit naive and childlike of me, but fuck it, I don't want to grow up. If grow up means that you turn into this old person that hates everyone and you're just so cynical and no, I don't want to be like that. But I also don't want to be fake, I don't want to be fake. D says lost connection, lol. It's all good. It is what it is. D says first love of DD life. Yes, that was the first love. We were together for like 4 to 5 years, and even though we weren't married, it felt like we were married. And yeah, it was fun. She was awesome, but life happened, and unfortunately we had to go separate ways because of life. Sorry, I'm just playing with these little rocks. Sorry, while I'm talking to you guys. The purple rocks as well. I like purplish rocks. Anyway, yeah, that was my first love story. That was the one that hurt the most and taught me the most and pushed me to reflect, because I'm not gonna lie, I had some part to play in it, and she had some part to play in it. It wasn't just me, it wasn't just her. It was a teamwork makes the dream work, but teamwork also destroys the dream. You know, it takes two to tango. So I had to look, because when you break up with someone, you're very easy to think of all the things that they did wrong, but you don't very rarely look at yourself in that first instance. It's only with a bit of time and reflection that you could look back on yourself and go, actually, okay, what part did I have to play in this? And then try to move forward from there. But that's if both people want to move forward. That's only if both people want to move forward. If you want to move forward, you have to show that you're still willing to trust, but you have to have that open communication. Open communication, honestly, I love communication. I think communication is amazing. And it's so vital to everything, especially a relationship. So vital to relationships. And it's not always going to be easy to communicate. But I think that the more effort you put into the communication, the better the results. That's what I think anyway. It's never going to be easy. Sometimes there will be some hard truths. Like, I get people crying to me saying that I've been mean to this person or mean to that person. It's like, no, I've just said the truth, and if they grow from it, then it's a good thing. If they can't forgive me for being honest, then whatever, that I can't help that. But I hope that they grow, and I hope they have a good life. It is what it is. Jitten's back says hello, welcome back. D says, yes, you couldn't trust her, need to be able to trust. Yes. Yeah, but the thing is, this is why I say communication is key. Because obviously, if she understood that I couldn't trust her in certain situations or because of certain reasons, instead of just going, oh, and kind of like dismissing it, it's like, no, this is something we can work on together. This is an opportunity for us to grow together, closer together. Because the thing is either you grow closer together or you grow further apart. But I think communication is that key that makes us either move closer or further away. But once again, communication has to be a two-way street. If one person is willing to communicate and the other one's not, it is going to make you drift apart. You have to have that communication from both sides, where you're both moving towards some kind of understanding, so you can move forward. So yes, need to be able to trust, but there's also not being too trusting, in the sense that naive. You don't want to be too naive in situations. People lie all the time. We don't live in a perfect world. We're not in heaven where nobody sins. No, we live in the world. We live in the real damn world. Like I said, feet on the ground, head in the skies. Feet on the ground, head in the skies. We live in the real world. People lie all the time. And unfortunately, when they tell one lie, it starts eroding that trust. It can be rebuilt, but it takes time and effort. And it's just whether people are willing to put in that time and effort or not. Whether the connection is important enough to both people, or building that trust up again to where it should be and can be. I think this is why a lot of people end up going through divorces as well, I think, or breakups and stuff like that, is where they just go, all right, cool, I'm out of here, rather than having the tough conversations. I always advise people to have the tough conversations. Jitten says, I can understand a man. I had a similar breakup 6 months back. She was my first love and we were together for 8 years. Damn, I understand how tough it is and how complex the emotions can be. Yes. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Damn. First love for 8 years. That's a long time as well. That's a long time. There's always hope. I hope it wasn't anything too serious, and that you never know, like with life. Like I said, sometimes people come on your path for a little while, then they walk away, and then they might come back again, but it's whether they've come back the same or whether they've grown from the experience, and whether they've learned what they needed to learn in order to move forwards and grow even more together, with that communication, the glue. Communication is a glue. Yeah, that's my hand sign for communication. Yeah, it works actually. D says you cannot grow up and still be cynical. You cannot grow up and still be cynical. You got to have a little bit of cynicism in you, but I think it's the, because the thing is, you need to be a little bit in the sense of, like I said, if somebody offers you sweets as a kid, you're gonna go, no, thank you. Mum and dad told me not to take sweets from strangers. You got to be a little bit cynical as a kid, even, and use your discernment. But yeah, I feel that as people grow older or become old, and not old in mind, but old in heart. When they get old in heart, they end up becoming very cynical, very hard, very jagged to life, and it stops them from seeing the beauty in the world and the beauty in people. Even in the people you don't like, you can still see the beauty in them. You know what I mean? There's people I don't really like. Well, it's not that I don't like. It's like they're not my cup of tea. But I still appreciate them. I still go, do you know what? Cool. I like you for certain things. For this. I like you because of these things. Not because of those things. I don't hate you, but I prefer not to hang around you, like we mentioned earlier with the people being negative. It's like, okay, cool. The negativity, but I like your sense of humor. I like the music you listen to. I like the fact that we could do this or hang out together. I like the fact that if we need each other, we're there for each other. These qualities I like, but this part of you, unfortunately, doesn't. I don't want you to be negative. I don't want people to be negative. I want people to be positive. I want them to have hope. And I know it's not easy. I suffer from it as well sometimes, okay? Even though I talk about all this stuff, I still do flip from hope to fear. And then I go, no, wait, what am I doing? Back to the hope. And, it's that constant struggle. It's never going to be perfectly easy, It's never going to be perfectly easy. Jitten say, oh yeah, I read that one. D says you cannot grow. I read that one. Jitten says interacting with you guys has been helpful. I'm glad. It's the least I could do. Like, honestly, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate you sharing your story as well, bro. Especially if it's so fresh as well. Like, it took me a while where I was able to actually talk about what happened. Like, so openly as well, on a public place. So yeah, I think you're doing really well there, bro. I think you're doing well. Damn, I'm still reading that. I feel for you. Just reading that, I'm feeling for you. I'm like, fuck, 8 years. Damn. But I hope it's leading to good things. I hope it's not to knock you down, but it's to build you up and maybe build her up and make you guys come back stronger. That's always my hope. Even my first love, okay? Even my first love that I mentioned. Sometimes I think, you know what? Maybe there's a chance, like it's part of God's plan that we end up back together. But I'm like, no, do you know what? Who knows? Maybe I'll find someone else. Maybe I'll find someone else who can actually appreciate my soul and appreciate me for me rather than who I was or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just, life is like this. You don't know where it's gonna go. You just gotta have faith, have positivity, have hope, look forwards, and just keep moving forwards. And try and have hope in other people. D says, yes, we can comfort and be here for each other, Jitten. Yes, for sure. Jitten says, hope is bad. Why do you say hope is bad, Jitten? Jitten, do you want to come up for a chat? The link is up there if you want to come up. If you don't want to come up, that's fine. I understand. Not everyone is confident or comfortable coming up on stream. But, yeah, if you don't want to come up, just let me know. Why do you think hope is bad? D says 1 Peter 3:15, but sanctify the Lord God in your heart, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear. D says, go up, Jitten. Would love to hear you talk. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Always ready, already always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of similar to what I said earlier. I don't know everything. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. And I've got to have hope that God's plan is a bit more deeper than I understand. Like, that's why I say I don't play chess with God. When you, D, you said this the other day, you were like, oh yeah, you don't play chess with God, the man. And I was like, no, I don't play chess with God. I'm just playing life. I'm just trying to make the best moves I can see for life that God would be like, yeah, good job. And then I hope that everything pays out in the end. It hasn't so far. Hence being alone, jobless, and alone, jobless. I need to think of one more. I like to do things in threes. Alone, jobless, and talking to myself. I'm alone, jobless, and talking to myself, but I still have hope. I still have hope. I still have faith that it will work out in the end. So it's never easy. It's never easy. But this is why I said the righteous part, this whole truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, and hope. I said it from the beginning. It's not for everyone. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be an easy ride. But it is worth it for the individual growth. And if you're lucky enough to have someone support you through this, then even better. Like, honestly, I think it's really important to have someone support you through this. Obviously, there's parts of the journey you have to walk on your own a little bit because it's your own experience and your own understanding that you grow from. But it's nice to have that someone there next to you that you know that, hey, kind of like how I was kind of messing around with Suvi yesterday when I was like, oh, you don't need someone to hold your hand all the time. When I said you don't need someone to hold your hand all the time, I meant in the way of pulling you along. You don't want someone to pull you along on the journey. You want to walk side by side, hand in hand. So you're both walking and pushing as much as you can, but you're holding each other's hands while you walk together at the same time, rather than one pulling the other one along. So I should have explained it a little bit deeper yesterday, but I think Suvi ended up changing the conversation, or some other topic came up, or I maybe got distracted by the comment section. But yeah, that's what I meant when I said you can't hold someone's hand throughout everything, meaning that you can still walk beside them, but they've got to walk their own path. They've got, not their own path, but their own path, but they've got to put the effort into walking and wanting to move forwards. You can't drag someone down the path if they're not ready to walk it, or if they're not ready to move forwards. You know what I mean? So that was the analogy of you can't hold someone's hand all the time. But yes, you can hold each other's hands if you are walking side by side. If you've got that teamwork that makes the dream work, hey, the rock symbol. If you've got the teamwork that makes the dream work, then you're walking side by side, you know, and you can hold hands and show to each other that you are there for each other, you do support each other, and that if anything happens, that you are there together. And I think that's really, really, really damn important. If you could find someone like that, honestly, you are miles and miles and miles ahead. Miles ahead. And that's what I hope for one day. I hope to get something like that one day. Maybe in this life, maybe in the next life, we'll have to see. But yeah, that's the kind of hope I kind of look forward to, you know. Jitten says, not today, maybe some other day. No worries, Jitten. Jitten says, hope is not bad. False hope can stagnate your growth. Yes. Okay, yeah. False hope is bad, meaning that you're hoping the other person changes. But I think this goes back to exactly what I was just saying a second ago. The false hope is literally trying to drag someone who doesn't want to move forward. You know, you have to be on the same page. You have to be having that communication, that understanding, and working towards each other rather than away from each other. You want to go towards each other and hold hands and kind of walk that path together. The false hope starts when they start going backwards and you're like, oh, I hope they catch up, and you're like, come on, pulling them, come on. You got to be able to recognize that they might be going through something. Maybe take a step back, help them, and if they're still willing to move forwards, then move forward together. If you end up separating, you end up separating. Life is unpredictable. You can't control other people. You cannot control other people. You can only control yourself. So, yeah. D says, you said the other day, Didi, your parents asked where is your God? What do they believe in? I thought they believed in the same God as me. They believe in Sikhism, but it's not. They believe in Sikhism, but it's weird. It's like, because the thing is, even with the Christians, you know, the Christians have like, even though they've got an understanding of what God is and stuff like that, people act like their God is separate from other people's. It's just weird. I think it was just a moment of anger, but it kind of reflected what they were really thinking at the time. It reflected something that was inside them, that, you love God so much, you say God is so amazing, because I constantly talk about God, even at home, and they don't like it, because my dad's like, oh, have you found a job yet? And I'm like, I'm looking. I've applied for this many jobs, and whichever one God decides is the way I need to go is the one that will open up for me. So I'm always talking about God in whatever I'm doing or however I'm talking. So when we had an argument or something, he was like, oh no, it wasn't even an argument. It was something happened in life that he wasn't happy with it happening. And he was like, oh, where's your God? Why didn't he help? And I was like, yeah, but look at the way you're saying it. You're saying, where is your God? If you really did believe in God and you really did trust God, it wouldn't be, where is your God? It'd be like, why did God let us down? You know, that would be the question you ask. You'd go, why did God let us down? But if you're saying, where is your God? Then the person's like, oh yeah, you've been talking about God so much, you love God and God helps you. Where is your God to help us? It's like one of those kind of situations. That's why I said, like, it came from anger, but it kind of reflected kind of how he was really feeling and thinking. I don't hold it against him. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm able to forgive. I don't forget, but I forgive because I learn from it. D says, you got to walk that lonesome valley. You got to go all by yourself. No one here can go there for you. You got to walk all by yourself. Yes, we seek our own salvation with fear and trembling. What's that? I think that's a line from the Bible. I walk through the valley of death. Oh, let me just Google it. I'm only going to butcher it. I walk through the shadow of death. Psalms 23:4. Nope, that's not it. I walk through the valley of death. Bible. Bible. Oh no, it was 23:4, but I need to open up the full version, I think. Okay, I can press that, and that should do it. Yes, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. I think, D, you actually dropped that he makes me lie down in green pastures and he leads me beside quiet waters the other day. When I was doing the stream about the water, about the go with the flow of the life reflections. I've taken down my streams at the moment. I'm going to be editing them in particular ways and re-uploading them. I've found out recently that me having so many videos doesn't actually do me any favors in regards to the algorithm, especially if they've got low view counts or low likes. So I'm going to play around with the whole algorithm and see if I can make something happen with this. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for the sake of his name. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm of David. Interesting. Is that like King David? Is that the same David who had like the one who beat Goliath? Is that that David? I think I know that from a movie. Let me see. Who wrote Psalm? King David is often considered the primary author of the book of Psalms. Okay, so it is King David. I think that David versus Goliath. I think David wasn't a king, and then after he beat Goliath, he became a king or something. I don't know. But I think it was one of his earlier stories in his life. But yeah, I think I know that from a movie. Is it like Pulp Fiction or something? I'm thinking Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction. I walk. Oh yes. Let's have a quick look at this clip. Let's watch this clip together. I'm sure Dee would love it. Apparently, I'm doing the Bible botting for her today. I'm dropping the Bible quotes. Share screen.
Here we have it. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't get your name. I got yours, Vincent, right? But I never got your...
My name's Pitt, and your ass ain't talking your way out of it.
No. I just want you to know how... I just want you to know how sorry we are that things got so up with us and Mr. Wallace. When we got into this thing with the best intentions, really. I never...
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Please, continue.
I didn't mean to do that. Please, continue. You were saying something about best intentions. What's the matter? Oh, you were finished. Oh, well, allow me to retort. What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
What?
What country you from?
What?
What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
What?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Yes.
Then you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like.
What?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more time.
He's black.
Go on.
He's bald.
Does he look like a
What?
Does he look like a No! Then why you try to him like a Brett? Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Brett. You trying to and Marcellus Wallace don't like to be by anybody except Mrs. Wallace. You read the Bible, Brett.
Oh, here we go. Literally, we had to wait 2 minutes to get to the part that I clicked on this for. But it's I haven't watched Pulp Fiction in a while, but it's a fun movie, I think.
Well, there's this passage I got memorized. Sort of fits this occasion. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Damn. Okay. I don't remember It's not the exact same thing. It's not Psalms. This is Ezekiel. I think he said Ezekiel. Ezekiel 25. I think he said. Yeah, 25:17. But yeah, he does say the valley of the shadows or something like that. So, okay, I wasn't going crazy. It wasn't just me referring to it. Everything happens for a reason. It is what it is. Let's get back to the chat. Oh, where were we in the chat? There we go. Yes. D says, fear where you are going without the savior. J says, yes, I agree. We have made it a sad stream with our stories. Let's talk about something nice. What are your thoughts on Sikhism? My thoughts on Sikhism is that it's got a lot of wisdom within the religion itself, like within the book. I do watch this channel every once in a while. It's a Sikh channel. It's called Basics of Sikhi. Or there's another one called Everything is 13. They try to bring Sikhism to the youth with a bit more understanding, rather than, because that was my problem. My problem with Sikhism when I was growing up was when I questioned anything, it was, no, you believe it because the book says so. And that was it. It was like, why are you questioning it? The book says so, just do it. And I was like, no, but I want to understand the deeper meaning. I said, no, you don't question the deeper meaning. I was like, what? Why? So for me, like back when I was younger, I would have loved these videos. If I had seen these particular videos when I was younger, I maybe would have continued staying a Sikh. But I ended up going down my path and finding out the truth my own way. But yeah, I think Sikhism's quite good. It's got good values, good morals. Their motto is Deg and Teg, which means food and protection, which I think is important. We all want food and protection in life, you know, full bellies and somewhere safe to sleep. And whatever country you're in, if you go to a Sikh temple, you could be fed, no problem. Doesn't matter what color you are, what religion you are. You don't have to convert to come and eat. Everyone's welcome in there. Even the Golden Temple in India, it's set up with 4 doors pointing north, east, south, west to show that anyone can come from any direction. So there's all these different things in regards to Sikhism I really like. But there is obviously the downside as well. There's the people who turn it into a cultural thing rather than a spiritual journey. But I think that's more of a modern problem. But otherwise, yeah, my thoughts on Sikhism is that it's quite good. It's quite good. But if anyone's got anything contrary to that, please, I'm happy to hear it. Happy to talk about it. D says, good stream, release hurt. Yes, yeah, sometimes it's good to have, you know, like you asked me if it was cathartic doing these streams. So it's a bit cathartic to actually talk it out. I think I do say to people, sometimes it's good to get things off your chest, as long as you are getting them off your chest rather than dwelling on it. You know, there's a difference between getting it off your chest and dwelling on it. Getting it off your chest is more about, yeah, you talk it through, and you, as you're talking about it, you're thinking about it and understand it deeply. And wallowing in it is where you're just like, oh, poor me. Kind of like I was doing. No, maybe I was doing it a little bit. Was I doing it a little bit earlier? I'll have to reflect on that. I'll have to watch this stream back. But yeah, earlier. No, I wasn't doing it earlier, because I was talking about how even though the shit has happened, I still have hope and I still have faith and I still trust God and I'm looking forwards. So that was the lesson, that, hey, even though I feel like this sometimes and it feels shitty and all this stuff, it's not me being wallowing in the moment or wallowing in the history. It's about me using the history and the moment to share my experience and hopefully help someone else understand that there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. D says, yes, Psalms 23, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, will fear no evil. D says, thank you, share, you are loved, the Father so loves us, Jitin. D says, yes, leads me beside still waters. Love that Psalms, comforts me all the time. Yes, King David, yes, that one. Awesome. He was anointed by God. D says, love the song about David, little David, watching the sheep get a little rock, going face the lion, the bear, then turn around, and the giant will be there. Oh, okay, so I thought it was just the giant. Okay, so he fights a lion first, then a bear, and then he fights the giant. Interesting. I guess it's like you know, when you're playing a video game, you have like the final boss, but you've got bosses before that as well that you got to beat in order to get to the next level. So he beat the lion round, the lion boss, the bear boss, and then he went to the giant boss. D says, been a while since I seen this movie. Yeah, same. So I think last time I watched it was about 10 years ago. D says, wrong quote. I think I saw it with that first X, the first X I was mentioning earlier. I think that's when I first watched it and last time I watched it. D says, wrong quoting of him, Ezekiel 25:17, and I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am the Lord when I shall lay my vengeance upon them. Okay, so he paraphrased the last bit. D says, we were always taught, seek the Lord with all your heart and learn not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Seek and you shall find. Yes. It's not about my understanding, it's just understanding the deeper wisdom from God. You know, I was hoping to get it from the people who were reading the books, like when I was younger and I was asking them about Sikhism. I was hoping to get it from them from the books, but when I'd asked them, they said, no, you just do it because the book says. And then when I went on my own journey in life with God, I never stopped believing in God. But I went on my journey like, you know what, God, you lead me, take me wherever you want, show me whatever you want, teach me whatever you want, and open up my eyes to the truth. And that's what he did, essentially. So it wasn't about my understanding, it was just my understanding of what God wanted to teach me, if that makes sense. He says, yes, one of your earlier streams I talked about a hubby parcel. Yes, you did say, I'm sorry again, and you seem shot. The stream went that way, but we share. Yeah, no, I don't remember it being shot. I think, yeah, it's tough. Life is tough with all these losses and all these things that happen, but I have to have faith. I have to have hope that it happens for a reason, or it allows us to grow from it, and it makes us better, or makes us stronger in our faith, or something. There's something that comes out of it. And once again, one of the things I say is that in life we're only guaranteed two things: death and change. You know, those are the only two guarantees we have in life. So at those two things, we can't be surprised, but we have to be able to roll with the punches, as it were. Roll with the punches. Obviously, there's a difference between avoidable change and unavoidable change. I think some situations can be avoided, I guess, if you do the growth together. Like I said, if you got the communication, I'm referring like the Jitten situation. I don't know the full details of Jitten's story. Sorry again, Jitten. I am kind of like riffing off the top of my own head, but like in the Jitten situation, they could have possibly used communication to grow together, but unfortunately, I guess communication broke down and they ended up moving further apart, and that causes more problems. Whereas they could have dealt with those problems. The same problems are still going to be there, but they could have worked on them together with the communication, effective communication, with truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, and hope. Like sometimes you will hear things that you don't want to hear. You will hear about things that have happened, or, you know, whatever. But it's about whether you guys can move forward from it, or whether you end up stuck in it, and whether you can acknowledge that it's happened. You know, it takes a lot to tell someone the truth, especially if you know it's going to hurt them. But like for me, I try and do that because I hope that we can grow from it. I hope that it's not to hurt someone, it's just to say, look, let's have that open communication. Let's be on the same page together. So we're reading from the same book together. It's not me on 5 pages ahead and you reading the 10 pages behind or something. You know what I mean? You want to be on the same page together, so you're following the same story together, and that you can work together through the book of life. Shivites is here. Welcome back, Shivites. Big up. I did skip a couple of messages. Here we go. D says, Oh no, I read that one. Jitten says Sikh culture is beautiful. They are lovely, especially the charity and brotherhood. Yes, no, that is good. I do like that as well. I did when I was about so before I started my recent spiritual journey, I did actually think about going back to Sikhism. Just because I was like, I don't know what to do, God. Like, I was trying to talk to God. I was like, yo, God, what do I do? I want to dive deeper into the spiritual journey. I know I need to learn more and grow more. And I was like, what do I do? And as I kind of asked him this, over the next couple of days, I bumped into one of my neighbors. And my neighbor is like a very devout Sikh. So I ended up started talking to him about like religion and spiritual growth and all this stuff. And as I was talking to him, he was like, oh yeah, if you wanted to, you could always get initiated, you know, like they have their own version of a baptism kind of thing. You could always get initiated at this place. And I was like, oh, do you know what? I'll see what happens. And I thought about it for a few weeks, and I was like, do you know what? Because I already had the long hair. I had the long hair. I had the long beard. It was just something I naturally wanted to do. It was just something that I felt like I needed to feel comfortable being me, you know, without any grooming, without me caring about what I look like to other people, without thinking about how other people would perceive me. I literally just let my hair grow out on my head and on my thingy. I didn't shave or anything. It was just like pure au natural. So I've been doing that for about a good year. And then I had this conversation with him, and as I was having this conversation with him, he said, yeah, you could go down. And I was like, well, I'll see what happens. I wasn't 100% on the idea. I was like, I'll go down, I'll speak to them, I'll see how it goes. And I did actually go down to the place he mentioned, and I spoke to someone, and they said, oh, if that's what you want to do, we don't do that every day. That kind of happens every once in a blue moon. If you want to leave your number, we could give you a call when it's going to happen. And I said, all right, cool, I'll leave my number. And they never called me. And I went, cool, it's part of the plan. God just wanted me to, I guess, for me, in my own mind, I kind of assumed that God just wanted to see whether I'd go through with it. Like whether I'd go down that religious route if he wanted me to. And I was willing to. But he was like, no, this isn't the path you're taking today. This isn't the path you're taking today. So I never ended up going down that particular route. We could have had a very different conversation today. We would be having different conversations. All this whole year would have been completely different if I had gone down that route. So I think that's why kind of God was like testing me in a way to see whether I would kind of do something that he may want me to do. But he was like, oh, I'm glad you were willing to do it, but that's not the path you're on. You've done your own journey so far. Keep doing your own journey. Keep walking on your own. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. Because like I said, Jitten said, they've got the brotherhood as well. They've got like a unity between the people. And trust me, like I said, I've been alone for a very long time. I would have loved that. I would have loved that brotherhood. But God was like, no, you're on your own. Jitten says, sorry D, hope you're doing well now. Yes, hope you're doing well. Jitten says hi to Shiv. D says we have to stay focused on God and his plan for us. Yes, that's all we can do. Look forwards. D says wasn't meant to be shot but shocked. Shivat says where are you going, well, when are you going back to Speaker's Corner? Lol. Honestly, if I go, it's just going to be arguments or me talking down to people. I don't like talking down to people. As much as I feel like I have to sometimes correct people and I have to tell them the truth, you know, I don't like telling people off. Sometimes it's got to be done, but, you know, I don't like telling people off. So, yeah, unfortunately, when I go down to Speaker's Corner, I don't have that many good conversations anymore, unfortunately. They're good, but they're not great. Meaning that, for example, the other week I had a conversation with someone off stream. I wasn't filming it or anything. We were just having a conversation, and they ended up becoming about politics. And they would make a point that, we need more productivity in the world. And I said, no, we don't need more productivity. We need more humanity. And then by the end of the conversation, they agreed with me that, okay, they were like, yeah, you're right. The way that we're going down this productivity route, everything's going to be replaced with AI. It's going to kind of ruin the whole experience of life. It's important for people to have work. It's important for people to learn skills and to have ways of communicating with other people as well, because this is stuff that you kind of learn when you're at work in tough situations. A lot of the ways I've learned to talk is through doing customer service for the past 20 odd years. I've always worked in customer service roles, talking to people when they're pissed off, when they're happy, when they're sad, when all the myriad of emotions I've had to deal with in one form or another as a customer service rep. So yeah, when I was having this conversation with them, they ended up agreeing with me, and I was like, cool. And then the conversation ended. So for me, it was a good conversation because it was like, okay, cool. At least I got to help them. But at the same time, for me, it wasn't a great conversation because, well, I didn't learn anything, but I guess I got to practice my communication skills, which, you know, practice makes perfect. The more you communicate, the better you get at it. So I guess I did get something out of it. I guess I did get something out of it. But I don't know. Like I said, for me, I like talking about God. I love talking about God. And unfortunately, if I go there and start talking about God, I get the question of, oh, what religion are you? Oh, are you this? Are you that? Oh, what? And it's like, no religion, just God. Just don't talk to me about religion. Let's sit here and just talk about how amazing God is, and I'm happy. We could sit here for 5 hours and we could sit here and talk about how God is amazing and how God has affected each of our lives, and I'll be so happy with that. I love that, hearing about people's personal experiences. But when I go there, it's usually just the arguments and the debates where they're trying to prove something, and I'm like, oh. That's why I say as well on here, I like the conversations. I like having conversations with people, but I don't want people trying to prove something or trying to make any points unless the point is about growth. You know, if it is self-grandirizing, basically bigging yourself up for no reason, where the conversation doesn't need to go down that route, or it's a conversation we've already had about 4 times and then it gets getting repetitive, then I'll call it out. Or if someone thinks that they're going to teach me something when I've not asked to be taught anything, and they feel like they have to take on this teacher role, I'm like, you're doing this off your own back. So if you're doing this off your own back, then you must be willing to take questions and explain on your understanding if you're trying to teach. So yeah, that's the way I prefer open communication, where we could just learn from each other's experiences, learn about each other, you know. I think that's important. But I don't think it's important to win in a debate, prove something to someone, try and talk down to people while you're trying to teach them, or self-promotion, you know. There's a bunch of charity stuff I've done in my life, and I'm pretty sure, I don't think I've mentioned them on stream. I'm pretty sure I haven't mentioned them on stream. There's certain things that I've done in my life which you might go, oh, he's very generous, oh, he's very nice, oh, he's done this for... But some things I have mentioned if it's related to a story that I could teach from. But if it's just about a situation... Oh, bollocks. I'm about to tell a story about me helping someone now, just because I'm trying to explain this. This is not about making myself look good, okay? I am an idiot. I'm selfish. I'm an asshole, okay? I am the son of perdition. I am doomed for hell, regardless. But a few years ago, when I had a job and I was doing deliveries, I was doing grocery deliveries for Waitrose or Asda, one of the two. I was doing grocery deliveries, and I was around in central London. And as I was driving around, I could just see all these people, homeless people, just kind of like outside the shops, sleeping in their sleeping bags. And it was super cold. It was winter. It wasn't snowing, but it felt like it could be snowing. And I just felt super bad for these people. So I pulled over. I went into McDonald's. I got like 20 breakfasts. And I went out and I gave everyone a breakfast each. And then I carried on my day. That's the kind of shit I would do. But I try not to remember it, and I try not to think about it too much, because I don't do it for telling a story of how amazing I am. I don't do it for any applause from anyone. I do it for the person at that time. And as long as they got something warm to eat on such a cold day, that makes me happy. So it's kind of selfish from my angle. So that's why I don't want to share it with people. I like helping people. So anytime I help someone, it's me being a little bit selfish because I like helping people, you know. But yeah, I try to avoid stories like that because it's not that important, you know. Like I said, I'm the son of perdition. I'm pure evil, born evil, damned for hell, forever alone, all that jazz. But yes, let's carry on with the chat. I don't know why I went on to oh yeah, because I was talking about Speaker's Corner and about talking to people. Jet says, D, yep. Did you guys see that Dawa guy beating up a guy for calling his dog Mohammed? Not sure if it was from Speaker's Corner. No, I have not seen that. That is crazy. Yeah, I think this is what I said the other day when that whole thing happened about the guy burning the Quran. I said we need to burn more Qurans and we need to make more pictures of Muhammad, because obviously these guys, these Muslims, they're very touchy about this subject, and it's only until they get a thick skin where they're like, okay, we don't like it, but we've got self-control that we're not going to go around killing people or beating people up, you know. We've got that self-control that we will lead by example and show what Muhammad and the Quran teaches, rather than going around and going, oh, but the Quran teaches me that I could kill you if you do this or do that. That's showing the wrong thing. That's leading by an example on the negative path, on the downward spiral. You want that positive spiral upwards. So if someone burns the Quran or draws a picture of Muhammad, if the Muslims are like, okay, do you know what? We have to have peace for the idiots. We have to have faith for the idiots. And if they say that, then it's cool. No physical harm. Just a little bit of a verbal jab. But that's it. It's just a verbal jab to say, look, we know what you're doing, but we're not going to respond the way you expect us to respond. And that will show growth. And that will show people that even if they did burn Qurans or draw pictures of Muhammad, that it's not really as offensive as it used to be, because people have developed a thicker skin and a deeper understanding of themselves and more self-control, you know. So that's why I said the other day that we need to do more of this kind of stuff to help them grow. See, you know what I mean? That's why I say sometimes I'll give a little jab here and there, but it's based on the truth. It's based on the truth. It's not because I want to go piss off Muslims for the fun of it. There's a little bit of fun in there, but it's more about the whole you get to grow. You get something out of this experience. D says, I didn't see that, but most of them don't like dogs, do they? No, they say dogs are haram. Haram! Jitten says, not just Speaker's Corner, so many terrorist attacks in Europe recently. It's horrible. Did you guys hear about the attacks in Germany and Austria? It's horrible. I did not. I think I may have seen something about Germany. I'm not sure. I think I just saw like a quick thing as I was kind of like scrolling through the YouTubes. But I didn't see anything specific. Hopefully it's not too bad, nothing too serious. D says, thought we were doing so good without the appearance of the mask. Stay uncovered. If you want me to stay uncovered, I have to put the mask on, because this is who I really am. I am not perfect. I am not the Messiah. I'm a very naughty boy. You know, I like to have a bit of fun. I like to be a little bit silly. I like to do stupidness sometimes. But I like to do it the way I want to do it. Not the way people want me to do it. I.e., you know, like... how do I explain this? So yeah, like I said, the pissing off the Muslims. If I was to talk to someone and they said they're going to go piss off Muslims, I'd be like, okay, you're going down a negative spiral, you know? But if they were to explain it the way I did, that, oh no, you're not doing it to piss them off, you're trying to show them that they need to have thicker skin and that there's another way to react to it, where they're actually trying to communicate this at the same time as pissing them off, then I'd be like, okay, that's positive. You know, you're trying to do it in a positive way. So that's the way I do things. I do bad things, but I try to do them in the best way I can that actually helps people move forward and grow. Where was I? Here I am. It says, yep, they don't like anyone. I wouldn't say they don't like anyone. They like each other. Ish. Ish. Shiva says, just say I am a student of the absolute Santana Dharma, equals study of the order and design of the absolute and its reality of this universe and beyond. Well, back when I was first going to Speaker's Corner and I was being asked what religion I was, I would say I'm all of them. I'd say I'm a Sikh, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Jew, I'm all of them. Because I believe that God gave us all of these to learn lessons from and to grow from. And I know that there's wisdom in each of these books. And there's truth in each of these books. So I don't study them, but I would consider myself as one of them all because I believe that they've all come from God. But yeah, it ended up getting very complicated explaining it to people because then they'd be like, oh, that makes no sense. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have a religion. Religion's against my religion. That's my joke. That's what I say. Religion's against my religion. D says, yeah, the hatred must be conditioned to hate. Don't know the love of father. Jit says, devil is good. The man is the sweetest devil. I tried to be, you know. Everyone thinks the devil's the bad guy. I try and make it out as if he's not a bad guy just because he's a bad guy. He's more like misunderstood, you know. More misunderstood. D says, life and death is in the power of the tongue. As you think, as you speak, so you are. D says, like Chris, knowledgeable but takes the role of Maddie to the point he believes it. Yeah, I don't want to be talking down about bad about people, especially if they're not here, but he is very knowledgeable. But this is why I say, like, knowledge alone doesn't mean anything, and you could try and give everyone, like he tried to do here. He was like trying to explain what the etymology of this word means, and this word in the Bible, and this word in the Quran, and then how they've got this wrong and how they've got that wrong, and all of this stuff, which intellectually or knowledgeably, if knowledgeably is a word, may be accurate, but it doesn't actually help with actually getting close to God from the heart. You know, that comes from the experience. That comes from the actual work on yourself within, where you go deep inside yourself and you truly reflect on yourself. And that is where you get the connection, in my experience. It does not come from knowledge alone. Otherwise, like I said, if it was just knowledge alone, all these people who've been studying it for years would be the best Christians, the best Muslims, the best Jews in the world. But they're not. You know? Everyone still makes mistakes, and people are still not connected with God, and people still suffer with loss of faith and all this stuff, loss of hope. So, yes, it's more about the personal experience than the knowledge on its own. Jin says, what's Mahdi? Mahdi is the Islamic pre-Messiah. So the Muslims believe in a Messiah, aka Jesus, but they believe also that before Jesus turns up, there will be a person who comes before him who's called Mahdi, which means the rightly guided one, and he would lead the Muslims until Jesus turns up, and he would be the leader of the Muslims, apparently. These days, fake Christians think they are under laws to cast pearls out, but the Great Commission, not under the Jewish laws, says to go out into the highways and byways and compel them to come in. I'm going to do a quick music break. I want to go grab a drink. I forgot to grab my water bottle earlier, so I'm going to do a little music break, and then I'll come back, and then we'll carry on the stream. I'm going to play... we'll play this new song I made the other day, Springtime Blooms, because, you know, the sun was out today. It was a beautiful day. Here we go.
Finding their way through the stones, through the clay, but the rain falls so sweet, giving strength to my feet. Cool breeze whispers my name, washes away all my pain. Now my soul feels so light, dancing free in the light. Cool breeze whispers my name, washes away all my pain. growing to the sun that's calling me. Your love leads me to grow to heights I thought I would never know. Morning dew kisses the leaves, dancing soft in the golden breeze. Every drop a sweet embrace, giving life with gentle grace. Hummingbirds help bees take flight, butterflies paint the sky so bright. In the garden love is sown, under the sun we've always known. Springtime blooms and I break free, growing to the sun is calling me. Your love leads me to grow to heights I thought I would never know. Morning kisses, the leaves take flight, butterflies paint the sky so bright. In the garden love is sown, under the sun we've always known. Cool breeze whispers my name, washes away all my pain. Now my soul feels so light, dancing free in the light. Springtime blooms and I break free, growing to the sun that's calling me. Your love leads me to grow to heights I thought I would never know. Morning dew kisses the leaves, dancing soft in the golden breeze. Every drop a sweet embrace, giving life with gentle grace. Humming low, morning dew kisses the leaves, dancing soft in the golden breeze. Every drop a sweet embrace, giving life with gentle grace. Humming dew kisses the leaves, dancing soft in the golden breeze. Every drop a sweet embrace, giving life with gentle grace. Giving life with gentle grace, giving life with gentle grace. Oh, stretch low, reaching high, lifting my spirit to the sky. Through the trials, through the rain, still I rise, free from pain. Every flow starts so small, but love will help it stand tall. With the truth shining down, angels like we wear the crown. The light keeps shining, guiding my soul. Through the highs, through the lows, still I know. Every struggle, every storm makes me strong. I keep moving, keep growing, keep holding on. Oh, I rise, I rise, I rise, with the sun in my eyes. Oh, I rise, I rise, I rise, love lifts me to the sky.
Beautiful. I love that song. I really enjoyed making that song. I hope you guys liked it too. Hopefully gets you in the mood for spring. It is on the way. All right, where were we with the chat? Cool. Yeah, I read that one. D says Chris, the guy did one, the Maddie on sometimes. Yes, he sometimes comes on my stream, but I don't know. He hasn't been for a little while. After the last time he was frothing at the mouth. If he does come on and apologize, I'll take my video down. But until he does that, unfortunately, the video will stay up because it's not true repentance unless you repent. You know, you can't expect people to just forget what's happened. It's important to actually ask for forgiveness as well when you are acting a bit of a fool. Jin says, I don't understand the guys from Socko. Socko. Oh, I think... No, I don't know. So I see Socko post videos all the time, but I don't really watch their stuff. I like Revelation. Oh, let's play that. There's this channel called Revelations on that does Speaker's Corner stuff, and they've got this really, really amazing song, Revelations. Let's find it. Oh, it's gonna be hard finding it. Does anyone know what the name of the channel is? It's like it's like Revelations 19 something. Speaker's Corner. Hopefully that should narrow it down. Oh yes, Revelations 22:13. So let's just play a random video of this. They've just got this really cool song. Like, I really enjoy listening to it. It's mainly because of that I actually end up going back on their channel. I'm not that fan. Like I said, I don't like seeing people argue, but sometimes I get pulled towards the stream because of the song. So this is the beginning part of the song. That's the way it starts, and then they've got a song at the end as well. The ending one's so much better. And they've got the lyrics here as well. Lyrics are good. So we'll play that as well. Shout out to Revelations. Go subscribe to them. It's Revelations 22:13. Oh, I thought I was subscribed. Oh no, this is my second channel, that's why. Yeah, on my personal channel, on this one, I am subscribed. So go subscribe to them. But this is the second song.
Nice shot, bro.
Love it, love it. Yeah, really cool songs. Really cool songs on the beginning and ending of theirs, but the ending one is so good. Actually, let me just share that again. I don't know if you got a chance to read the lyrics, but it was just nice. It's just something positive, I think, if I remember correctly. So it starts off with,
Nice shot, bro.
here comes the Lord raising the dead. Here he comes to judge the world. To judge the world, to split the flock. The universe rumbles under their feet. The heaven, the earth are rumbling and roaring. What use do we have for gold and silver? Gold and silver, put it to rest. But you shine for us, Son of God. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I liked it. It wasn't about worshipping Jesus. It's about him being like the guiding light. The guiding light. Anyways, I don't know why I ended up... Oh yeah, because you mentioned soccer. That's why I ended up going on to that, because I was thinking about Revelations. But yeah, go subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Where am I in the chat? Here I am. D says only one true Father that loves one true God, not gods of the world. God that created us all. Many worship his creation more than him. Yes, unfortunately. I don't think there's anything wrong with appreciating the creation, appreciating his majesty and beauty in his elegance of creation. You know, he's done an amazing job with it. So there's no downside to saying that, God, you've done an amazing job. And I think it's one of the songs, from the ants to the trees, from the tiniest ant to the mightiest oak. In your name, I think it's Ode. You know what song I'm talking about, D, don't you? Ode. It's the one where I talk about God painting the skies and the seas. In that song, I talk about all the different aspects of life that you have to show appreciation for. It doesn't mean you're worshipping it, but it means that you show appreciation for it because you know it's come from God, the one and only. D says Luke 11:26. Then goeth he that and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of man is worse than the first. Shivat says the studying is the most important aspect of religion. Without your believing, without your just believing, without anything to obtain those beliefs. Studying is an important aspect of religion, I would agree, but it's more about studying yourself and studying the world and trying to find the wisdom from the books reflected in the world. Because then it's not just about, in theory. You know, there's a difference between theory and practical. So you get the theory from the books, which I don't have an issue with, as long as you're looking for the theory only. You're not looking to prove points or bash other people over the head with it. It's just you for your own personal growth. Use the books for studying, but then you have to have the real life experiences within yourself and within the world to see the higher wisdom within it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I agree studying is an important aspect of religion, but studying just the text alone like if I was to say a monk in a monastery who spends his entire life studying the texts, he might have some kind of experience, but it won't be as powerful as actually being in the swamp. I've used this analogy before, and I think people in history have as well. I think that's where I've stolen it from. Is like the lotus flower. The lotus flower doesn't grow in a clean pond. The lotus flower actually grows in murky, dirty ponds, and it will grow out of the water, and then it will bloom outside the water. So that's the kind of idea of it. Is that, like we said a few streams back, with you don't want to fly, you don't want to just swim, you want to be somewhere in the middle. And that's where the lotus flower is. The lotus flower just sits on top of the water. It's not bogged down by all the dirt underneath it, but it's not trying to go above the water either, like to the sky. It's just, it knows where it needs to settle, which is on the surface, where it's part of the world below and part of the world above. The balance between the two. So yeah, lotus flowers, like people are like, oh, they look pretty. Yeah, they look pretty, but it's also got so much spiritual meaning to it as well. If you look deep enough, if you try to understand it from a different perspective, other than just, oh, lotus flowers are religious symbols or spiritual symbols. It's like, no, it's not just a spiritual symbol. There's some kind of understanding or wisdom that's caused it to be a spiritual symbol. Yep, read that one. And then D says, Psalms 81:9, there shall no strange God be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange God. Psalms 97:7, confounded be all they that sever graven images, that boast of themselves of idols, worship him, all ye gods. Hebrews 1:6, and again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he saith, and let all the angels of God worship him. Oh, angels of God worship him. If worship means to give reverence, then yes, but like to say, like, as a guiding light, because obviously if Jesus turned up and he's given everyone the truth, and now the Muslims and the Christians both acknowledge him and are trying to change their lives for the better because of the guidance he gives, then yes, reverence is well deserved. But worship, as in you are the only God, you are the God of me and everyone, that would be the Father or the Godhead, the 3 in 1, or the 99 in 1 if you're Muslim, or the million in 1 if you're Hindu. Shivat says DD has good music producing skills. Thanks, bro. I try. I'm glad you enjoyed it. D does keep dropping in the link for my Praising Frequencies channel, so you're more than welcome to go subscribe to that channel and listen to some more music. All sorts of music for when you're in a loving mood, for when you're in a struggling mood, when you're in a fighting the shadows mood. So I've got 3 different moods on this so far. So when you want to fall in love with life a bit more, there's a love one. When you want to fight the shadows within yourself, there's the fighting one, the fighting the shadows. And then when you just need a bit more support in your journey, there's the righteous path playlist. So I've got 3 playlists at the moment, which I think is as far as I'm going to go at the moment, unless I get some kind of inspiration that leads me to do some other versions. But I think those 3 are kind of like crucial in everyone's journey. D says Psalms 86:9, all nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee, O Lord, and shall glorify thy name. Mark 4:27, and should sleep and rise night and day, and the seed should spring and grow up. He knoweth not how. Jen says, nice song. Is that your voice? No, unfortunately not my voice. It's AI. Yep, D said it there. He uses AI. So the lyrics are myself, with maybe a little bit of help from ChatGPT sometimes, just to make it flow better. Because obviously I'm not trying to rhyme. When I'm writing the lyrics for the song, I'm just writing down whatever's coming out from the heart. I'm like, this is what I want to sing. This is what I want the song about. This is the kind of lyrics I want to talk about. These are the subjects I want to dive deep into. These are the kind of metaphors I want to use or whatever, and I'll write out the lyrics the best I can, and then I'll use ChatGPT and my own stuff to kind of interlace it until I'm happy with it, and then I will then use another application in order to actually produce the song. But it, like that recent song I just did, about the springtime, I must have made about 12 different versions. No, eight different versions. I made 8 or 9 different versions of that one song before I decided on which one I liked the best and which one I wanted to go forward with. I used different styles of music. I did a bit of a pop one, I did this one, I did that one, and I stuck with the one that you guys heard. So yeah, it takes a little while to tweak it to get it right, but because with AI, it's never going to be 100% perfect exactly the way you want it, but you try and get as close as you can until one day maybe I'll be able to play all the instruments, or I'll be able to have an orchestra. Maybe I'll do a live with the whole orchestra behind me one day. Who knows? God's plan. Catherine, welcome back, says, are there any clips from V for Vendetta that you like? Demands. Ooh, I don't remember any particular clips. Off the top of my head, I think the only clip that's coming to my mind is when I think he's playing the piano, and who is it? Keira Knightley, isn't it? In V for Vendetta. I like V for Vendetta. It's a good movie. There. Well, give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you something. Now that you mentioned it, Catherine. Alrighty. So when I first started coming to Speaker's Corner, I came with this mask, and then I also came with this mask. So it was like, I'm the devil and I'm good. You know, the good and the bad. Like I said, this is a year ago when I first started going to Speaker's Corner. I came with both because I always had this idea of the balance of the two. Even if you can see my necklace, it's the yin and the yang. It's always been about the balance of the two for me. Unfortunately, the spray paint started coming off, peeling a little bit, so I stopped taking this one out. But I think it kind of illustrates perfectly as well that even if you are trying to be perfectly perfect, you can't always be perfectly perfect. There will always be some kind of imperfections to you, but you try your best to stay like gold, purified, and unreactive. Unless, you know, like I said, unless you're giving a knuckle sandwich with extra cheese for a reason. You're not doing it just pure anger. You're doing it from a particular place where you are trying to push people to grow. That's where I use the balance between the two. The balance between the two. The two masks coming together. And just because I have it, I also have this. This is my Iron Man mask that I 3D printed. I 3D printed this on my 3D printer. It was just a little experiment I wanted to do, and I sanded it down, I sprayed it, and I need to go spray it with the right colours to make it like the proper Iron Man mask. But this was just more about fun. This one was about fun. Although I do want to make an Iron Man suit one day. I do want to make my own Iron Man suit. I think that would be epic. But we'll see where life takes us. Sorry about the little tangent. Let's go V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta. Ooh, the first thing that came up was V for Vendetta speech. Let me just play the speech. Maybe I'll be like, oh, that one. I do like V for Vendetta. It's a good movie. I was actually surprised when I first saw it. I thought it was going to be some kind of other movie. I did not realize that it was going to be such an epic movie.
Is Chew good.
Right, hashtag not sponsored.
Or wild natural deodorant. So there isn't anyone.
Dad, what's wrong with the telly?
Good evening, London. Allow me first to apologize for this.
The emergency channel.
I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of the everyday routine, the security of the familiar, the tranquility, repetition.
Bloody hell.
I enjoy them as much as any bloke. But in the spirit of commemoration,
Who's that, Mum?
whereby those important events of the past, usually associated with someone's death or the end of some awful bloody struggle, are celebrated with a nice holiday, I thought we could mark this November the 5th, a day that is sadly no longer remembered, by taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat. There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Let me think. Just let
I
me think.
suspect even now orders are being shouted into telephones and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's Chancellor Sutler.
Damn it.
Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir. You wanted it foolproof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice, intolerance and oppression. And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and
Cameras.
soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror. I know why you did it. I know you were afraid. Who wouldn't be? War, terror, disease. There were a myriad of problems which conspired to corrupt your reason and rob you of your common sense. Fear got the best of you, and
Fear got the best of you. This is why it's about truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, and hope. Hope is the opposite of fear. Fear is what they use to control you, so that you are willing to give up your own power for that semblance of security or whatever. Yeah. Oh, epic speech. Yeah. So I'm glad I actually pulled this up. So yeah, I think this would be my favorite scene. Although they kind of ruin his speech by cutting in and out with the storyline, but it is a good speech.
in your panic, you turned to the now High Chancellor Adam Sutler. He promised you order, he promised you peace, and all he demanded in return was your silent, obedient consent.
Inspector, you're almost through.
Last night, I sought to end that silence. Last night, I destroyed the Old Bailey to remind this country of what it has forgotten. More than 400 years ago, a great citizen wished to embed the 5th of November forever in our memory. His hope was to remind the world that fairness, justice, and freedom are more than words. They are perspectives. So if you've seen nothing, if the crimes of this government remain unknown to you, then I would suggest that you allow the 5th of November to pass unmarked. But if you see what I see, if you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me 1 year from tonight, outside the gates of Parliament, and together we shall give them a 5th of November that shall never, ever be forgotten.
Damn. All right. Yeah, that was a good little walk down memory lane, and that was a really good movie to reference there, Catherine. Appreciate that. So yeah, I guess that would be my favorite clip from the movie, I guess. Because that's the build-up to, I think, the following year they all turn up with the masks on, don't they? And then he blows up Houses of Parliament. So, yeah, good movie. Good movie. Jin says, oh, okay, and where's the lyric? And writes the lyrics himself. Yes, so I explained. I write the lyrics as best as I can, and then I use a bit of ChatGPT to... I'm an idiot. I'm a bit slow. So sometimes I need... And it's all, especially because I'm trying to get it out as quickly as possible. I want it to be a way that people could actually enjoy the music as well, rather than me spending out. Because the thing is, it could take me weeks to write a song lyric perfectly, exactly the way I want it. But I want to try and give you guys something, some kind of hope, some kind of something to listen to, so you can actually, get rid of all this pop music and all this other... Pop music isn't bad, it's got its time and its place, but we're those people who are on that journey of growth, of trying to get a deeper understanding of life and stuff like that, or even need that extra little bit of support. that's why I want to get the songs out as quickly as possible rather than spending weeks working on just one set of lyrics. This is why like artists typically release one album every 2 years or something. They don't just churn out music like willy-nilly. It takes time to get it down to perfection, to your personal perfection. It won't be perfect, but you know what I mean. So I try and use a bit of AI to facilitate my own thinking and my own words, rather than to replace my words and my own thinking. Oh damn, where am I in chat? I've just jumped forwards. Oh, here we go. Catherine says, Gossi, we miss you. Suvi's back. She drops peace, love, and duck. Welcome back, Suvi. I thought you hated me. But it's good to see you back. Gossi drops a D drops some butterflies for Suvi. Miss you, Catherine Ramsey. I came in a few times, but messages are blocked, I think. Oh no, they blocked you on thingy. That's a shame. Flower for D. D says Proverbs 8:19. My fruit is better than gold, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. Yes. So the whole gold thing for the channel isn't to say gold is the most important thing in life. It's to say that it's more symbolism. It's more symbolism about what gold represents. Instead of gold being a physical, tangible thing that you trade with, it's more about gold being wisdom. You know, that should be the highest thing, rather than just knowledge alone or just physical material things. Ezekiel 7:19, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, and neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Shiva says the study of the so-called God equals the metaphysical is everything for physical existence. Catherine says, Gossi, I can see your comments. Do you mean mine? I don't make many though. Shiva says the physical cannot exist without the metaphysical. Yes, no, they go hand in hand. D says, yes, angels, men, all shall bow before the King of Kings, and he could have called 10,000 angels, but he did not. He went to the cross for us. So he says, evening. Gotta keep getting off so slow. I gotta keep getting off so slow. Response my side. It's all good. Do what you gotta do. D says, love when you are here. Suvi, yep. Catherine says, I haven't seen your comments in the... I'm just reading personal chat, so I'm going to stop reading those now. Suvi says, at Duck, I can beatbox. Can you now? You're more than welcome to come up and beatbox. Or do you mean beatbox? D says, yeah, okay, yep, that's personal conversation stuff. Shiva says, why is mainstream science and academia still denying the existence of the ether? Because they're probably not caught up yet. Give them some time. Suvi likes the Iron Man mask. D says, I come with sharing. You will see. Oh. I love Dee's response to that. Sorry, Catherine says, do you want me to ask? And Catherine's like, oh, sorry, Dee's like, that's okay. It is what it is. It is meant to be. Biblebot goes on. Yep, exactly. It is what it is. Maybe you'll end up there again in the future, maybe not, but it is what it is. Go with the flow. Shiva says 3D printers are amazing bits of kit. Yeah, they're fantastic toys. I have fun with mine. D says AI will control eventually and bring in one world order. Not if we can help it. Suvi says at Duck, planning to make a birdhouse tomorrow at the park. We usually hit your side. We'll message when they're tomorrow if you're free. Cool. I'll bring my drill and screws. I've got some drills and screws if you need. So we'll see what happens. No pressure. Oh, you're gonna bring nails and hammer. I'll bring those. It'll be quicker with the whatchamacallit, and there'll be less chance of splitting the wood as well if you don't have nails. And obviously you could always take it apart, make it a bigger birdhouse, make it a smaller birdhouse, whatever. I'll bring a saw as well. I'll bring my little portable saw that folds up. I'll bring a few things if you're free and you're local. I'm happy to. That sounds fun, actually. I wanted to do a birdhouse myself a couple of years ago, because I was watching these YouTube videos. It was so cute. It was so cute. It was it'd be like a time lapse over like 3 months of the birds finding the birdhouse. It was like someone put a webcam inside the birdhouse. So maybe we'll figure out a way if we could put a camera in your birdhouse as well. They would the birds would come to the birdhouse, they'd find it, and then you'd see them build their nest slowly. And then once the nest was built, the mummy bird would stay there and start laying the eggs, while the daddy bird would go out hunting and doing whatever, collecting more sticks, and they'd do the little thing, and then sooner or later the eggs will hatch, and then you see them grow up, and then it gets to the point where the baby birds are all old enough that they're ready for their first flight, and then they will jump out, and that's it. They leave the nest, and the nest is done, and then it gets hopefully reused the next year by someone else, or he cleans it out, the person cleans it out, and then they make a new nest. It's so cute, so cute. Yeah, so I was thinking about doing that as well myself, but still in the planning stages, because like I said, I want to put a webcam in there or something where I can hook it up, but all the places where I want to put the birdhouse, I've got no way to get the wiring, because I've only got wired cameras. I need to get like wireless cameras in order to do the filming. But yeah, that sounds like fun. So let me know. D says video stream making the birdhouse. Oh yeah, we could do that possibly. It might be a bit difficult because I think the wildlings will be there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So he says we'll bring nails and hammer. Me and D made a glass world. I don't know what it's called. Do you still have it? Has it formed life? A terrarium. Yeah, we made a mini terrarium. Unfortunately, no life yet. But these terrariums take time. The water one, because we made two. We made a one with the soil and leaves and stuff like that, and then the other one we got like pond water and stuff. And there was a few things swimming around in there, and then there was literally just that's it. It was just a few things swimming around in there, and then over the last few weeks, I saw like little lily pad things start coming out, like little leaves, baby leaves. They started appearing out of nowhere, but it's still going strong. I'm looking at it right now. I've got it right now behind the screen. I can actually show you guys. Oh yeah, let's have a look. That's the water one, and you might see there's a few things floating in the top. Those are the little leaves. Still looking green, and it's been sealed up for a good 4 or 5 months. I think we did it 4 or 5 months ago now, I think. And this one is the dirt one, but obviously it's taken a while for the decomposition to happen because there's not a lot of oxygen getting into there because it's sealed. But I might have to air it out a few times. I'd have to Google it. I thought I'd be able to just leave it and it'll kind of do its own thing, but might need to release a bit of air into that one just so that it helps decompose some of the stuff. But yes, I still have them, Suvi. No life yet, or not that I've noticed. Maybe it's hiding. Life does like to hide. D says Suvi loves DD, DD loves Suvi. Jesus loves you both. I love you both. Thank you. Suvi says I'm hidden in the upstairs bathroom watching. D says hiding and seeking game. D says maybe not, all God's plan. Yes, exactly, always God's plan. Awesome at Duck. Can't wait to see you guys together again building. That would be cool. Honestly, it would be cool if tomorrow's Monday. I think I've got an interview Tuesday, so I think I might be busy Tuesday. I've got I'm just checking my emails. I don't think I've got any interviews booked for tomorrow, so yeah, tomorrow should be good. Tomorrow should be fine. Sylvie says, oh, I also have bird feeds. I bring that too. Let's do it near that spot near the Alice in Wonderland tree. Oh, okay, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. D say sweet, you too. So if you say spring is coming, so hopefully we get some birds. Yeah, it'll be nice. I've been seeing some birds today. I was out in the garden earlier. I saw a few birds. Not many, but a few little ones, a few pigeons. But the birds are around. The birds are around. But I think they're looking for places to kind of build shelters soon. Soon they'll be looking for places to build shelter. D says fun for Didi and Suvi. Yes, I like building stuff. I like doing stuff with my hands. And I like being in nature, and I like Suvi. So it's win-win-win. Unless she's going to be doing my head in, then it's a win-win-lose. Suvi says, yeah, both wildlings will be there. We'll pack lunches. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so if the wildlings are there, we probably won't stream because obviously don't want the kids on the stream. But we'll see what happens. Picnic, beautiful. D says, awesome, Didi, you guys. Didi keeps you guys projects. Yeah. We've got a few different projects that we've done. There's... Oh, God. Oh, 1 second, give me a second. There's this one here at the moment. This is the... You know how we saw the sand videos where the sand vibrates and makes different patterns. So this is the prototype. This was just a proof of concept that we made together. So yeah, got a few different projects that we've done where we've just messed around and had a bit of fun, trying to learn and grow. You know, as you should in life. But yeah, always happy to do more. Always happy to do more. I enjoy it. Shiva says, Om Namaya Shivaya. Om Namaya Shivaya. D says, prayers for interview. God open the door or keep you from His will. Exactly. Yes, exactly. His will. We'll see what happens. To be honest, I hope I get this one, but I've got a few lined up. And one of them's an amazing job. If I get that, oh my days. I don't know if I could say anything about it yet. If I don't get it, I'll tell you about it. But if I do get it, I may have to hold off on telling you about it because I don't know how security works with that one. But we'll see what happens. Shiva is laughing at something. D says, love is in the air. Springtime for you guys. Suvi says, bring the vodka. D says, need to stay level-headed. Suvi might be serious encounter with Didi and with Jesus. Yeah, exactly. If Jesus turns up, we got to make sure that we're sober. Suvi says, always level-headed. Hoping amazing one. Yes, it should be a good day tomorrow. I think today was beautiful. The sun was out. It was a really nice day. It wasn't that cold. It was actually quite... what's the word I'm looking for? Quite cool. It wasn't warm, it wasn't cold, it was just cool. It was nice, and the sun was out, and so if you were standing in the sun, it just felt that much nicer. So yeah, that's awesome. Drop me a message, Suvi, on what time you're thinking about coming down, and any other details, just so I can prep beforehand, so we can maximize the time. But otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. We ended up going in so many different directions on this stream. But I love it. 11ish. Cool. See if you could get out a little bit earlier, you know? Stop being such a lazy bum. Wake up a bit earlier if you can. D says, better days ahead, Didi and Suvi, and awesome picnic stream. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Go with the flow. Trust God's plan. Jit says, good night, everyone. Take care, Jen. Appreciate you being here, buddy. Appreciate you, pal. D says, going everywhere here and nowhere. That's it. Going nowhere slowly or going everywhere fast. Oh, no. Going everywhere slowly, going nowhere fast. That's the one. Cool. I think that's going to be where I end the stream. I'm feeling a nice little lull. I think this is the perfect time to end the stream. Plus, I think I've got some food coming. I think my mum's made some chips. So she dropped me a message earlier saying, I made some chips. So I might pop down and grab some chips now before I get to sleep. Well, it's still early. Maybe I should go on for a little bit longer. Let's go on for 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. Talking about walking alone doesn't mean you're alone. Life, all that stuff, all that jazz. Everyone's already saying goodnight. But yeah, you guys could go if you want to. Don't stay because of me. Honestly, if you've got other things to do, do it. But I'll be sticking around for about another 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I'll end the stream at 8:30 because I don't want to end it too early. Although I've been going on for 2 hours. Damn. Okay. Damn. Shivite says you can feel some of the heat from the sun the last few days. Yes. I went to the shops yesterday, and as I was walking back, I was like, I so want to just stand here and just stare at the sun for a few minutes. It just felt so good. I was like, oh my god, I missed you. It's so nice. But I had to keep walking, and then the shadows and the shade, and I was like, oh, come on, get back in the sun. But yeah, you could really feel it. You could really feel it. That's why I'm thinking that spring is just around the corner. It's literally just around the corner. Any day now. Any day now, we'll be hitting spring, and I can't wait. Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I love a bit of spring. I'm a spring baby as well. I'm a spring baby, born in April. So maybe that's why I like spring so much. But yeah, spring is always good. And like I said before in previous streams, spring is a time of hope, you know? It shows that even through the darkest time, i.e. winter, you know, when everything's supposed to be dead, that life can still come back. You know, life can always come back from anything, as long as the love is there from the sun. All right. I know I said I'll go for another 10 more minutes, but I think that's perfect. I'm going to end it on that. Love from the sun. That's where I'm going to end it. Love from the sun. I hope you guys have an amazing evening, whatever you end up doing. I appreciate you all being here. Lovers, haters, ninjas, commenters. I appreciate you all. Hit the like button on your way out. Like button should be right there, I believe. So, yeah, just in case you didn't know, hit the like button on your way out, and I shall see you, hopefully, maybe for a mini picnic stream tomorrow. Maybe a mini picnic stream if we could get the kids kind of distracted for a little while, just to show face and show the progress on the bird tree. But I hope you guys have an amazing evening. Thank you all again. Appreciate you all. Love you all. And I will see you when I see you next. I am the feet. I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. Bye.
I never walked alone, God by my side. Through the valleys of shadow, he's my guide. When the road gets rough and the nights get cold, his love lights the way, worth more than gold. I hear his voice in the wind, his touch in the rain, healing every heartache, erasing the pain. Step by step, I'm walking in his grace. With love in my heart, I'm running this race. Walk with God, let him lead the way. Feel his peace every single day. Join the stride, let love define. He's with you always, keep him on your mind. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, to the weary and lost, come take my hand. We'll walk together to the promised land. No burden too heavy, no soul too low. When you walk with God, the blessings flow. He's the anchor in storms, the calm in strife, the beacon of hope, the giver of life. Let's spread this love, let's make it known. In God's embrace, we're never alone. Walk with God, let him lead the way. Feel his peace every single day. Join the stride, let love define. He's with you always, keep him on your mind. Stronger together, united in his name. Walking in love through joy and pain. Every step is a prayer, every path a song. With God in our hearts, we can't go wrong. Let the world see the light that we carry inside. A flame that won't falter with him as our guide. So lift your voice, let's call them home. No one should ever have to walk alone. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, to the weary and lost, come take my hand. We'll walk together to the promised land. No burden too heavy, no soul too low. When you walk with God, the blessings flow. He's the anchor in storms, the calm in strife, the beacon of hope, the giver of life. Let's spread this love, let's make it known. In God's embrace, we're never alone. To the weary and lost, come take my hand. We'll walk together to the promised land. No burden too heavy, no soul too low. When you walk with God, the blessings flow. He's the anchor in storms, the calm in strife. The beacon of hope, the giver of life. He's the anchor in storms, the calm in strife. For if you always keep him on your mind. Are you ready to move, to walk in the truth, to trade in the lies for eternal proof? Open your heart, let his love ignite, and walk in his glory, bathed in his light. We're calling the nations, we're calling the lost, to walk in his footsteps, whatever the cost. With love in your heart and God in your mind, you'll see the peace that the world can't find. Walk with God, let him lead the way. Feel his peace every single day. Join the stride, let love the fight. He's with you always, keep him on your mind. So take that step, don't hesitate. With God by your side, your future's great. We're walking together, his love our song. Forever with God, where we all belong. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh.